Hello and welcome to Dream Life Designer. I'm Lauren and this is the first of 3 videos in which I will cover the 3 essentials that are key to living your best life. I come out with new videos every week, so please subscribe below to be the first to know about them. So the first of the 3 essentials to live your best life that I'm going to be talking about in this video is sleep. I'm going to be talking about its importance in living your best life, and I'm also going to be sharing some tips on how to enhance your sleep. It does seem like in popular culture the importance of sleep is being talked about more than it used to be, but it's still very underrated and a lot of people are living very sleep-deprived lives. Sleep is very important for your mood, your overall general health, your mental functioning, your productivity, and your general quality of life. A lot of people are tempted to cut back on their amount of sleep in order to accomplish more, to try and get more done and achieve the things that they're reaching for in life. But in reality, even if those people are able to achieve more things and do more things, they are not living the best life that they can live as a result of that lack of sleep. No matter how much you're able to accomplish because of your lack of sleep, you will never be living your life to the fullest. You have to have that quality of sleep and enough sleep in order to have that full quality of life. And I'm talking about this from experience. Sleep deprivation actually used to be a go-to strategy for me in the past. And I had many times where I'd have long streaks of averaging 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. And I'm not the type of person who naturally only needs 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But for me, I would neglect that. I would go with 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep. And I felt it. Yes, I accomplished a lot. I was able to do a lot of things. But I would be going through my days just drained, so exhausted and tired, not really able to enjoy a lot of the things I was doing because I was so tired. I was more irritable, I was more emotional, and wasn't as optimistic about life. I also got sick a lot because I wasn't getting the sleep I needed. It also actually took longer for me to achieve the different things I was working on. So yes, I was able to do a lot of things in that time when I wasn't sleeping, but I was really slow at it. Something that probably normally would have taken me 15 minutes if I had my full energy, if I'd been well rested, would take me an hour. I don't really know if the time payoff even was really there when I look at it in that way. So yes, I was feeling productive, I was doing a lot of things in my life, but I wasn't really enjoying life to my fullest. I wasn't living my dream life. My quality of life could have been much, much better. And had I prioritized, had I looked at what are the most important things to me to get done, and I had cut out some of the extra stuff that maybe wasn't that important and really focused on the important things and set aside time to make sure I got enough sleep at night, I am positive that my overall quality of life would have been so much better. I would have been much closer to my dream life, even if I were to have accomplished a little bit less. It would have made such a huge difference. Now I do try to make sure I get enough sleep. Sometimes it's tempting to try and go back to that cutting out the sleep, but since I have made it more of a priority to get enough sleep and to prioritize the other things I need to do so that I'm putting sleep as a priority, I have had a huge improvement in my quality of life. I've also had a huge improvement in the quality of the things I'm accomplishing because I'm not so drained, I'm not so mentally exhausted, and I have that energy and that excitement to put into it. I'm able to accomplish tasks faster and with better quality. I am way more healthy than I used to be. I don't get sick that often, where before I felt like I was constantly sick. I'm much happier, I'm less stressed, I'm less emotional, I'm way more optimistic. I have energy to do all the things that I want to accomplish. I don't feel like I'm slogging through it all to get it done. And I just, overall, my quality of life is so much better and I'm so much happier. There is a ton of research that backs up the importance of sleep as well. So you don't just have to go off of my anecdotal evidence. You can find research studies online if you want to read some, or there are lots of great books out there that you can read about the importance of sleep. I really hope that in your life you will make sleep a priority because I know it will help you achieve your dreams, achieve your goals, and in general have a much better quality of life on your way to achieving those goals and once you've achieved those goals. With that said, I want to share a little bit about how to improve your sleep because it's not just about having that amount of time of sleep, it's about having good quality sleep when you are sleeping. Like I already said, most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Some people, they're the rare people who just naturally need less sleep than that. There are some who naturally need more sleep than that. So you should be able to tell with your body what you need, but most people will fall into that 7 to 9 hours of sleep area. So try to make sure that you're at least getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. It's also important that you get uninterrupted sleep because your body goes through sleep cycles with different levels of sleep. In order for your body to fully rest, to fully recharge, you need to go through full cycles of sleep, and your body goes through many cycles of sleep at night. A sleep cycle can take anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete. So it's really important that your sleep isn't interrupted. I know some people think, oh, if I just take different naps throughout the day, then that'll make up for the sleep I didn't get. But if you're not getting those long, uninterrupted stretches of sleep, your body's not getting the restorative rest that it needs. You need to make sure to have long, uninterrupted chunks of sleep. It also is more than making sure you're not interrupted by your alarm clock or woken up too soon. A lot of times, your sleep can be interrupted without even knowing that it's being interrupted. Some things that can interrupt your sleep are sounds when you're sleeping, if there are sounds in your home or your neighborhood, or if you have a partner that's snoring next to you, or if you're snoring, you might have sleep apnea too. You might have trouble breathing, which can also interrupt your sleep. Lights can also interrupt your sleep. Studies have shown that even little LED lights can cause your body not to get the rest that it needs. So here are some ideas on things you can do to improve your quality of sleep to make sure that you're not being interrupted during those important sleep cycles. One, like I already said, is to make sure that you have that set time that you are going to be sleeping, that you have set aside and prioritized 7 to 9 hours a night to sleep. Also, try to make sure that you go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. That helps your body get into a natural rhythm so that it can more easily fall asleep and easily wake up and be in that pattern. It's also important to sleep at night in those dark hours because your body sleeps and rests when it's dark. That's the way it has been for millennia, is our bodies were made to sleep in the dark. Our bodies slow down and relax in the dark and are able to get to those deeper levels of sleep. So don't stay up till 5 in the morning and then go to sleep at 5 in the morning. Try to get to sleep when it's dark out, waking up as it gets lighter out. You can also create a sleep-friendly environment in a lot of ways. First of all, you may have heard in your bedroom, make sure your bedroom is just for sleep and intimacy. It's not a place to watch TV, it's not a place to do your work and to check out Facebook or to watch YouTube videos. Do those things somewhere else. In your room, just have sleep and intimacy and nothing else. That way your body knows, oh, when I go in here, it's time for me to sleep. It's time for me to unwind and relax. You can also improve your sleep by making sure your bedroom is as dark as possible when you're sleeping. So you can put in blackout curtains so that any extra light from outside is blocked. That helps too if there is some daylight coming in. If you are someone who goes to bed later and gets up a little bit later, that'll help your body do a little bit better with the hours that you're sleeping to not have that daylight coming in. You should also try to avoid any digital alarm clocks, any glowing alarm clocks in your room, because studies have shown even just the tiniest little bit of an LED light exposed to someone's skin throws off their body system. Your body picks up on that light and it isn't able to rest as well. So really get rid of any lights in your room, any clocks. You can leave your phone outside of the room or put it in airplane mode, something so that the light's not going to be coming on in the middle of the night while you're sleeping and alerting your body like, oh, maybe I should be waking up because there's a light there. You can also make sure you don't have any standby lights, like if you have anything charging, things like that, try to put them somewhere else. If there is some kind of light in your room that you can't avoid, if it's like a power strip or something, you can put tape over the light part to try and block out all of that light so your body has the darkest possible environment to sleep in. Also, try not to have any night lights because a night light defeats the purpose of it being dark. If you can't avoid that, say you need to get up at night to go to the bathroom or you have a small child you need to check on, try to have it so that you don't have the light on all of the time, that it's something you're able to turn on, and try to make it an amber colored light. Because what it is in the light that wakes our bodies up is the blue light, which is naturally in the sunlight. LEDs have blue light. But if you can get an amber colored light, then that's going to filter out the blue so that your body's not as woken up by it. It still probably affect your body a bit, but it'll be easier for your body to fall back asleep. So figure out a way to either have a night light you can turn on and off, or a bedside light you can turn off, or maybe even a little flashlight that's an amber colored light that's going to be as dim as possible with no blue light. You also want to make sure your room is as quiet as possible. Don't have the radio playing or the TV playing, which again, you probably shouldn't have those in your room because it's just for sleeping. Have sounds off, have your phone again either out of the room or in airplane mode or turned off so that it doesn't ding or buzz with the vibration and disturb your sleep. If there are other sounds that you're not able to get rid of, like if you have neighbors or you live somewhere with lots of traffic or you have a partner who snores, you could also get earplugs to sleep with. There are lots of different kinds of earplugs you could try. You can use foam earplugs, or you can try even swimming earplugs, the little putty ones that you can shape around. I really like to use those like when I'm traveling because they don't push on your ear as much as the foam ones do. You can shape it into your ear shape and put it in, so I like those. You can get specialty earplugs made. They cost a lot more money, but there are lots of options out there. Another option you could do is also a white noise machine if those other options aren't working. Having white noise like a fan going at a constant sound can prevent changes in sound, which the changes can disrupt you. So as long as it's a consistent white noise that's not changing at all, you could try that as well. Another thing that can help make your bedroom an even better atmosphere for your sleep is to keep the temperature cool in your bedroom. You want your bed to be warm. You don't want to be cold at night, but if the external temperature is cool instead of hot or warm, your body is able to actually fall asleep and sleep better. So try to keep that temperature down. Another thing that you might want to do is be checked for sleep apnea. So sleep apnea is when you're not able to breathe at night. So a lot of times it's kind of signaled by snoring, your throat's getting cut off. So if you snore, if you wake yourself up snoring, or if your partner tells you you're a really loud snorer, you might have sleep apnea, and that might be inhibiting your rest because your body's not getting enough sleep. Or another sign of sleep apnea can be you're getting enough sleep, you're making sure you have done all these things in your room, that you're really having an atmosphere to get a lot of rest in, but you are still exhausted throughout your days. It may be that you have sleep apnea and you're not able to get the rest your body needs because of those breathing problems. So you can go be checked by a doctor and they can help you with that if you have sleep apnea so that you can get better sleep. In addition to setting aside time for sleep and having an atmosphere in your bedroom that is conducive to high quality of sleep, there are things you can also do when you are getting ready for bed that will help your body wind down and be prepared to get a good night's sleep. So here are some of those things. We already talked about the effect of blue light on waking your body up because it's in the sun. So a really important thing to help your body wind down for sleep, which can be hard today in our society, is to not look at any screens before you go to bed. At least within an hour before you go to bed, even longer if you can, because our bodies naturally in the past would wind down as it got dark outside, where now we have lights inside, we have TV, we have phones, all these things we're looking at, so our body thinks, oh, it's still a long time till I'm going to go to bed. So when it starts to get dark outside, the sooner you can make your environment darker, the more your body can wind down. Most of us probably can't make it dark that early, especially in the winter time, but at least that hour before bed, don't use screens. Don't watch TV, don't look at your phone. If you use your phone as an alarm clock, set your phone before that hour before bed so that you don't have to look at it again. If you're going to turn it off while you sleep, turn it off that hour before you go to bed so that you don't have to look at it again later and wake your body up more with it. Some screens also have an auto dimmer on them that kind of turn the screen more amber colored, so not quite as much blue light comes on. I've set that on my phone so that as it gets darker outside, when it hits evening time, my phone turns to an amber color. So when I'm looking at it even earlier in the evening, not that hour before bed, but when I look at it earlier, it's already a little bit darker than it normally is during the day, so it's not jarring my body as much and waking my body up. If you can't avoid looking at a screen for some reason before bed, maybe you have to be on your phone or you need to finish up some work or something, which not the best thing to do before bed, but if for some reason you can't avoid looking at a screen that hour before bed, another thing you can do is wear amber colored glasses, like safety glasses. Not the most attractive, look kind of silly. They do make more attractive ones you can find online. I'll put some links below. You can find these, you can find some that are cuter, that look more like normal glasses. But the thing about these that's nice is they block really well. So even way over here, I'm not getting light from a screen. So these can be handy to have around so that if you do need to look at a screen at night, you're not waking your body up or right before you're going to go to bed. These are a great tool to use to help your body wind down. Also, if you don't mind wearing these longer in the evening, you could wear them earlier in the night, because even if you're not looking at a screen, our lights in our homes, especially CFL lights and LED lights, have blue light in them. So that light is keeping our bodies awake. So if you want to really give your sleep an extra boost, when it starts to get darker outside, you could put these kinds of glasses on too to help your body wind down with the darkness so that your lights in your home aren't waking your body up as much. I also mentioned earlier about how keeping your room cool can help your body rest better. Something tied into that, because your body needs to cool down to sleep, is actually to take a warm bath before you go to bed, which seems kind of counterintuitive because you're like, oh, it's warming you up. But the contrast of being in a warm bath or a warm shower before you go to bed and then going into a cooler room signals to your body, oh, I was warmer, now I'm cooler, now I can slow down, now I can rest. So that can be a great way to help your body unwind and fall asleep better. Also, within that hour before bed, don't eat anything. You want your body to be able to rest, not be worrying about digesting food that's still in your stomach that you just put there. So avoid eating before bed. Also, avoid drinking alcohol before bed. I know a lot of people think, oh, but alcohol makes me feel sleepy, so it'll help me fall asleep. But alcohol also dehydrates your body. And if your body's not hydrated when you're sleeping, it's not going to rest as well. So that dehydration from the alcohol actually interrupts your body's sleep. So avoid food and avoid alcohol before bed. And maybe, depending on how much alcohol you drink, maybe even further than that hour before bed, avoid alcohol too close to bedtime. There are also 2 other things you can do earlier in the day that will help you with your sleep later in the night. One is first thing in the morning when you get up, expose yourself to natural daylight. That natural daylight in the morning will signal to your body, this is the time to be awake. And then your body kind of knows, oh, like we're waking up now, and it'll start setting that natural clock of when to fall asleep at night. So that light in the morning actually helps you unwind later in the evening and know when it's time to sleep. The other thing you can do earlier in the day to help you sleep is to get exercise. This can be a great thing to do first thing in the morning too, because it also signals your body it's time to wake up, it's time to be active, which will help with that natural rhythm of your body to know when to fall asleep. But if you're not able to exercise first thing in the morning, you could do it later in the day. You could even do it after work in the early evening. But I would recommend against doing it too close to bedtime, because it does wake your body up when you exercise. So if you do it too close to bed, you're going to have trouble falling asleep because your body thinks it's time to be awake. But as long as you do it either early in the day or just right after work in the early evening, exercise can be really great to give you a good sound night's sleep as well. One other tip I have to help you get a good night's sleep is to keep a notepad and a pen or pencil at the side of your bed. This is an important one for me because a lot of times as I'm laying down to go to sleep, I remember something like, oh, I need to remember to do this tomorrow, or I come up with an idea for something that I don't want to forget. If I don't have somewhere to write that down, my mind's going to be thinking, don't forget this, remember to do this tomorrow. And it's really hard to unwind and fall asleep when you're trying to remind yourself to do something. If you have something next to your bed that you can write it on, it helps your mind to let go, it helps your body to fall asleep. So that is a lifesaver for me because most nights I have something that pops into my head as I'm falling asleep. So I can just quickly roll over. I don't even turn the light on. I just have it right next to my bed. I grab the paper and in the dark, write down whatever it is. And sometimes it's kind of scribbly in the morning, but it's usually enough to remind me of what it was that I didn't want to forget. So that can be really helpful if you're like me and you have lots of things pop into your head as you're falling asleep. I hope that this video inspired you to make sure you get a good night's sleep and gave you some ideas on how to improve your quality of sleep. Also, if you have any tips that you use in your life that help you fall asleep and get a good night's rest, anything that I missed in this video, please leave those in a comment down below. That way I can try them out, other people can try them out. It's always good to have more ideas. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and share it with a friend. Also remember to subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the videos I release each week. And next week I will be releasing the next video of this 3-part series covering the second essential to living your best life. So you don't want to miss out on that. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.